Crafty Clan! Etsy has just released its new purchase protection program. What is it? Let's dive in. So, if you didn't notice, just yesterday, Etsy sent out emails to hopefully everybody explaining their new purchase protection program, which will go live in August. There's also an updated policy, and there's even a video. We won't watch that today because that'll probably copyright strike me or something. But in your email, there'll be links to that. But without further ado, because I waited a day because it was sunny yesterday and I wanted to go for a walk. Without further ado, let us have a look at this new purchase protection program. And I just thought, actually, because I get the UK link, you'll probably see some of the spellings different if you're in the US. Just a small thing. Okay, so introducing Etsy's Purchase Protection Program. Shush Adobe. Offering sellers peace of mind if something goes wrong with an order. So this is part of the updates they mentioned were coming out. They mentioned this in the Q2 quarterly report. Q1 quarterly report. We haven't had Q2 quite yet. They mentioned something was coming out, and this is to kind of soften the blow of the prices going up. This is somewhere they're using the money for. So let's have a look. Or I believe it's somewhere they're using the money for. So earlier this year, we let you know we're committed to making continuous investments in our community to help bring you more buyers and to keep Etsy a beloved and trusted marketplace. Today, we're excited to announce one of our investments. There's more coming. A new program that gives more support to sellers who are already providing great experience to their customers. Etsy Purchase Protection. So, although they're saying this is support for sellers, I've had a quick skim and I watched the video. This is really help for trust for buyers, which is a good thing for us all. I know I don't buy off Facebook ads anymore because I don't trust them, because I was stung. So Etsy needs to be a trusted place, and it needs to do things to make sure that it remains trusted. So that's fair enough. I don't think it's really to help us. It's to help the customer. But I'm fine with that. Okay, so what's new? We know as an Etsy seller, you do everything you can to ensure smooth and successful order experience for your customers. Chances are you won't encounter an issue when sending an order. And I do want to say that so many people say, oh, customers are here to scam you and stuff. And it feels like it if you read in the forums. But there's millions of purchases every day, and most of them aren't a problem. Etsy customers, in my experience and everyone I've spoke to, are way nicer than Amazon customers, are nicer than eBay customers. In general, there's very few that are out to scam you, and don't assume they're scamming. But sometimes things can go wrong that are just out of your control. We understand these issues can be expensive and frustrating for small businesses. So we want you to know we're here to help when the unexpected happens. With this new program, for qualifying orders up to $250 or the equivalent in your local currency, including postage and taxes, Etsy will refund buyers and you'll keep the earnings. If a buyer never received their package, for example, it was lost in transit, their item arrived damaged for the first instance per calendar year. So this is kind of like, for us, this is kind of like an insurance. We've bought into it by the increased fees, and it's insuring us. The item arrived damaged, you get one per year, which makes sense. Look, if your stuff's constantly getting damaged in transit, you are either packaging it wrong or using a dodgy company. So yeah, I get that. But Etsy will refund the buyer, but you'll get to keep your money. Now, people say this has been happening for a while, and to an extent, Etsy seems to have been testing this. Sometimes they will be refunding the buyers and not taking it out of your money. Sometimes they were taking it out of your money. all sorts of things happened. But obviously they were testing things, but now they've put this in policies. They have made this program. So this is what should be happening, rather than it just seemed a bit like if they felt like it. So the important things, what's eligible for ETC purchase protection? And this starts on the 1st of August. All sellers will be eligible for ETC's purchase protection program. For an order to be eligible for the program, it must have valid tracking information or have been dispatched using a postage label purchased on Etsy. In countries where postage labels are available, purchasing a postage label on Etsy is a great way to help ensure your order's eligibility. So they've been pushing for this for a while. They want you to use Etsy shipping labels, and I hate to say this, if you followed me for any length of time, I was really against being pushed into using Etsy shipping labels. I confess, they're actually really easy. In the UK just now, they are really easy. I only had one instance, well, I had a couple of instances in trouble. When it first came out, the post offices weren't accepting them. No problem now. And when I upgraded to insurance on one of my more expensive things, the label didn't print properly. Something went wrong. I had to cancel and do one without insurance. So yeah, that was a pain too, but otherwise it's been totally smooth. And if you don't want to use them, you can have valid tracking information. But for me personally, if I'm sending internationally, especially to America, adding tracking as well becomes very, very expensive for us. So buying Etsy shipping labels covers your back. So that's good. Have an estimated delivery date. That's your shipping policies have been updated quite often now. You can't renew a listing unless you've made sure that this is all in place. In general, that'd be covered if you put in what shipping carrier you're going to use. So pretty easy. Just check your shipping profiles are up to date. It has to be dispatched on time within your stated processing times. Make sure your processing times have enough wiggle room for you. Most of my work is custom work. I give myself an extra couple of weeks. Better to ship too early and please the customer than too late, especially now. If you ship late, you might fall out of the Etsy purchase protection, which I don't know all the rules here, but my gut is telling me they will just go through and automatically refund, but they'll take the money off of you. We'll see, but I'm betting that's what's going to happen. Be packaged carefully before dispatch. I don't know how they're going to prove that, but I think if your stuff keeps on coming up broken, then it's not packaged carefully. If you've sent a lot of things and not had trouble, then you can probably cover your back and say that was packaged carefully. And use accurate photos and descriptions within the item listing. You're not covered if you're trying to scam your customers. So that's all fair enough so far. So here's the little chart. What's eligible? For orders up to $250, including postage and taxes, Etsy Purchase Protection will provide and refund buyers, and you'll keep your earnings for the following if you follow the program criteria. I'm a bit not happy with the $250 because this totally excludes some shops. If they've got some expensive jewelry or something and they've done everything right, Etsy, if you have 5 orders of $50 or 1 order of $250, Etsy's still taking that increased fees from that seller and stuff, and the chances of getting a scam customer still low. So yeah, I don't like that. Anyway, so what's covered out of that? Your item doesn't arrive. A buyer never received their package. For example, it was lost in transit. Awesome. So this does mean if your customer contacts and are saying they want their money back, you don't have to stress too much. You don't. So many sellers, little sellers, are freaking out if the customer says, my item hasn't arrived. They go, here you go, I'll send you another, I'll send you another, I'll send you another. Etsy's got your back on that now, so don't jump to refunding. If the customer messages you rather than opens a case or complains, I would do the normal steps of ask them to check with their post office. If you've got tracking, check the tracking. If you feel it's been stolen, ask them to do a police report. It's amazing how items suddenly turn up when you ask them to get a crime number from the police for this. This one was a surprise for me. Items arrived damaged for the first instance per calendar year. After the first instance, any subsequent orders that were damaged during transit will not be eligible for the purchase protection. Similar to how the case system works, it's very rare that sellers receive claims for damaged items. Less than 1% of orders per calendar year are reported as damaged. It makes sense. If you sell something fragile and it keeps breaking and shipping, another one. Oh, so often they're going, it's not my fault. I sent it. It's the shipping company's fault. No, it's your responsibility to make sure it's packaged well enough. If you're sending with a shipping company that throws parcels over fences and stomps on parcels and things, stop using them. Don't say it's not your fault you shipped it. You chose the shipping company. Choose one that works better. So that's my tuppence there. What is not eligible? You will be responsible for refunding buyers for the following, even if you follow the program criteria. Orders over $250, including postage and taxes. For this reason, we strongly recommend purchasing insurance when fulfilling your orders that are over $250. Okay, well, I hope the shipping insurance works when I buy labels now, Etsy. But anyway, so they're saying you want to cover your own back if it's a bit more expensive. And bear in mind, even if you think you don't have any items that are over $250, it's the order, it's the combined of everything. So if someone buys 4 or 5 things from you and they get hit with state taxes, is that going to put you over $250? It certainly will with me. So I've got to watch out for that. So figure out what you're going to do. If it's coming up to just about the 250, look at a discount for 5 orders or more. Give a discount so it goes under. If you don't want to buy insurance or you want to be covered by the protection, and the item doesn't match the listing description, we strongly recommend using accurate photos in descriptions when listing an item. Obviously, if you stole photographs from somewhere else on the internet, let's say this because it happens the other way around from Etsy all the time. People steal Etsy pictures, but if you stole photographs of items that are best selling from somewhere else, and then when the person buys from that beautiful photograph, what you send them isn't the same thing. It's not the beautiful hand embroidered thing, but it's a photograph of a hand embroidered thing or any kind of con like that. Etsy won't cover you because you're a scammer. They'll take the money off of you. Fair. So, yeah, Etsy's not going to cover you if you're a scammer. I'm good with that. So some exclusions may apply to be in this purchase protection program. Sellers must be in good standing, not violating Etsy's policies in order to be eligible. If a seller has obtained third-party insurance or has carrier or payment process coverage, we ask they submit a claim to their primary coverage. So, yeah. Fair enough. If your shipping's got it covered, then Etsy don't want to spend their money covering you when you're already covered. I get that. Fair enough. So what's next? Etsy Purchase Protection Program will be available from the 1st of August. You don't have to take any action to participate as long as your order meets the I can't speak today. Eligibility criteria outlined above. While we believe the criteria outlined follows best practices for packaging and dispatching your items, participating in the ETSI purchase protection is completely optional. It's up to you if you'd like to participate. We're excited. They'll be interested. How do you opt out if it's an automatic system? Not sure. We're excited to offer this benefit at no additional cost apart from the cost of putting the fees up. I wasn't being cynical today. To give you more support in the rare event something goes wrong. Have questions? We've got answers. What do sellers have to do to be eligible? Don't need to take any action to participate. Doesn't tell you how to opt out. Maybe it will later. You just have to meet the criteria. Keep your shop in good standing. Use ETSI's payment platform. ETSI payments were available, which isn't available in all countries. If ETSI payments is not yet available to you, you'll not be eligible for seller protection, and disputes will need to be resolved via the payment platform, i.e. PayPal. Okay, so there are still plenty of countries actually that are not working for ETSI payments. So yeah, ignore this. This has nothing, this doesn't work for you. So yeah, you're paying the extra fees and not getting the extra benefits. Fill out all your shop policies. It's especially important to have policies for returns, exchanges, and custom orders. So yeah, do that today, right now. Your policies are important anyway. Make sure they're there, but it's a good idea to check out and have a look and make sure that you're up to date with your policies. And again, check your delivery profiles, have an estimated delivery date, package your orders carefully, dispatch within your stated processing times. We use the processing times you set for each listing to determine the dispatch by date. Yeah, so don't try and lie and say you're going to ship it sooner. This was never a good thing. Here we go. Dispatch the order to the address provided on ETSI. If your buyer provides an alternative delivery address through messages, you may choose to cancel, refund the order, and ask the buyer to purchase the item again with the correct delivery address. Okay, that I dislike, because that's not good customer support in my opinion. But dispatch to the address provided on ETSI. Now, I've always, if customers had messaged me and asked for a different address, I just sent it and I've never had trouble with it. But yeah, now I might add this to my policies. Make sure it's the right address. If you want to change the address, cancel. Fair enough. Use valid tracking or postage labels purchased on ETSI. Does ETSI purchase protection cost sellers anything? Nope. Participating in ETSI purchase protection is completely optional, but you're automatically opted into it. You don't have to do anything to participate. So we'll see how you opt out. I suppose maybe I'm thinking if a customer messages you, they're more likely to message you first saying, where's my item and stuff. You don't have to sit and wait for that to go to a case and let ETSI deal with it. You can choose to opt out of the purchase protection and do your own customer support before it gets as far as purchase protection, if that makes sense. What if my order is over the $250? It's not eligible. It's based on the full order amount and does not apply to partial amounts of orders. For example, an order of $300 would not be eligible for ETSI purchase protection. Right, yeah, so you're not covered for the $249 and then the $51 isn't covered. It's the full order. So purchase insurance if you're going over $250. What does ETSI purchase protection mean for buyers? With Etsy Purchase Protection Program, buyers will get a full refund if their item doesn't arrive, arrives damaged, or isn't as described. We've heard from buyers that trust is an important factor. Yep, absolutely. Drives their decision making. We want them to shop confidently on Etsy, knowing that if something goes wrong with their order, they can easily get the help they need. Etsy Purchase Protection Program is not an insurance policy, a warranty, nor a guarantee. Okay. That's just them covering their back. It is a kind of insurance policy. And we believe that Etsy Purchase Protection will give buyers more peace of mind and could result in increased orders to your shop. As for sellers, we want to help you run with more confidence on Etsy, especially when something happens. There we go. Cool. Is Etsy managing buyer fraud? Yes, we'll monitor for buyer abuse of the Etsy Purchase Protection Program to protect the seller community. Actually, they're protecting themselves, but it's good that this means they will be looking harder at buyers who are trying to scam because, quite simply, it's costing them money this time. And also they have more data. In the past, you would have to check like bad buyers guides, eRank show something like that, or Karen check. You could see if a buyer had been leaving bad feedback for lots and lots of sellers. But now Etsy has that data. It's not one person going to 10 different shops and at each shop trying to do the same scam. Etsy sees all 10 of them now, so it will be harder for buyers to scam. So that's good. And then there's a button for a survey as ever. So if you have strong feelings, contact Etsy, fill in the survey, tell them what you think. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. Personally, yeah, I don't hate it. If I was being cynical, and we all know I'm not cynical in any way, if I was being cynical, I would say there's been a fee increase to cover something that I've never had a problem with. However, it's like insurance. You pay for insurance to cover you just in case the worst happens. So there's a bit of insurance there to cover us all. We're paying a slightly increased fees, but if something goes wrong, if we get a scammy customer, the money comes off of Etsy and not off of me. So yeah, it's good. It's a bit of more peace of mind for sellers. But more importantly, I'm sure they'll start pushing this. It's peace of mind for buyers as well. And hopefully it'll help crack down on scammers as well. Because, if you start doing this 10, 20 times, Etsy's going to start to notice and bye-bye your account. So, yeah, it sounds good to me. It's no real risk. The only things, make sure all your policies and your shipping and everything is up to date. Yes, it is pushing, as they have been, for us to use Etsy shipping labels or get tracked. It does make sense. That's the way the world's going. So yeah, Etsy shipping labels are not as difficult as I thought. They're actually quite convenient. And my post office does get a bit of money for them. And I make sure whenever I go into my post office using Etsy shipping labels, it also has like groceries in there as well. So I just buy some extra stuff to make sure they get the money. So it's a bit of a win-win that way. Yeah. I don't hate it. Let me know in the comments what you think. I could well have missed some more pitfalls here, but overall, I think it's not a bad thing. If a customer's a pain in the backside, Etsy decides if they're refunding them. Etsy does all of this and it doesn't come out of my money. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Okay, but let me know. You guys have probably thought of things that I have not here. Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I'll catch you next time.